right, you're welcome to the concluding part segment of this our program today. It's Miss Daily Rendezvous on Isthmus TV with your brother and friend MC Leaky. All right, today we want to look at what a youth should do, a young person should do when he cannot, lay hold on private sector empowerment scheme nor a government empowerment scheme. What should the young person do? Should he commit suicide or should he run away? All right, of course not. What the person should do is to try another alternative, which is also known as international empowerment scheme or programs. All right, okay. Now, there are a few of them that we were going to, let our listeners who do not know about them to know today. There's one called Youth Empowerment Fund, YEF, by the UNICEF. There's also Generation Unlimited, Gen U, by the United Nations, and then you have also International Youth Foundation, IYF. All right, okay, all right. These are the opportunities that exist apart from the local and private empowerment schemes. All right. Now, but the issue is how does one, what are the criteria? That's the important thing to do. I think most of these international empowerment programs, you have to be a graduate, you must have to be in a region. There are some countries that are considered, I don't know the criteria, the right word to use. There are some countries that their citizens, you know, are classified as people that need help. let me put it like that. Yeah, there are some countries where their citizens are helped by the United Nations easily. All right, so um, that is the one of the requirement, some of the requirements that I know of. Okay. All right, and then there are other questions that we are also going to be considering today. The next one is how can an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur, a youth, scale up his or her business because times change, and that's also how an entrepreneur needs to be, you know, adapting to the change, of time. All right. So the first thing is change of product. It's not easy to create a unique product, but you see, if you're, for example, if you're someone who is in the food business, a canteen or something business like the eatery business where people come eat, of course you have to find out what people like. In my place, people like a delicacy called onkobi. All right, yeah. So of course, and that is a delicacy eaten in the evening, especially at night times when people are coming back from work. All right. So from 7 a.m. in the morning till evening, what should that entrepreneur be doing? Should the should he only be waiting for evening time when people will be asking for that? Of course, you should look at what are the other kinds of food that people want to eat in the daytime. All right. Yes, if there are people who cannot come to your business premises to have their breakfast or lunch, is there an arrangement you can make to take their food to them where they are? That's just a suggestion. Okay. Yes, creating a unique product. All right. Yes, that is different from what is obtainable. That's adjusting to what your customers need. And then you also have a leveraging partnership, which is very, very difficult to come by because of the trust issue, you know. And then you also have, expanding and increasing the time of doing business. There are some people who come out only in the afternoon or evening, and there's some businesses, if in fact, the akara business, akara, let me just use that, the akara sales business takes place in the morning time and then evening time. So, what should that entrepreneur be doing in the afternoon? Should the entrepreneur be sleeping? Is that something that that entrepreneur can do, in the afternoon to earn more money so as to survive? All right. So that's it. And then the next question we ask today is how can a business leverage technology effectively? This is the one that is, very important, especially to young people of our day. Businesses are moving from physical location to online platforms. All right. Yes, if you want to make sales these days, you have to leverage online platforms. Okay. So how does one go about getting a reliable online platform? For instance, I'm still battling with the music platform that I follow. I'm an artist, singer, producer, songwriter, right? So I am with Tunko, all right? So we are still, battling with this issue of sincerity about, the royalty payments and, creativity, all of those things, So how does one get a reliable platform to use, you know, that will pay off? All right. And then you also have um, personal development. How do you get better at what you're doing so that you would meet the requirements? You would, stand the test of time. Of course, you have to be growing, increase of knowledge. All right. And then the last question we're taking today is how can an entrepreneur grow his customer base? Of course, if you don't have people who needs what you are offering, your business is going to go extinct. Easily and quickly. All right, the first solution we have today is by increasing, the your socialization skill. You be someone who is easygoing, who can interact with people, and you can, easily bond with people and then make friends. But people in your neighborhood and outside your neighborhood, and then that's the way businesses come. Yes, majorly by referral, right? Yes, don't be someone who is always can't take care of us, and then you're not friendly at all. And then you have you know leveraging the social media, and then being someone who have your customer at heart. Don't be a selfish person who wants to gain in every circumstance and situation. Have people at heart. You know, have the progress, and then uh, um, uh, the betterment or your customers at heart always. That's what will increase your bottom line. I hope we've been able to add value to you today. This is Isthmus Rendezvous with your brother. It's Mr.